The thumb finds the grain of the first cedar bead, where the wood meets the silver of a hanging cross, and the world begins to dissolve into the cadence of a singular breath. This is the architecture of the unsaid, a cathedral built of repetition, where 12 voices rise like pillars of smoke from an altar of silence. It starts in the hollow of the palm, a tactile geography of grace that maps the distance between the finite heart and the infinite sky. We begin not with words, but with the weight of the stream, a tether to the shore for those who are about to drown in the sapphire depths of contemplation. The first hymn is the scent of the crushed lily in the dawn of an empty room, a vibration of fiat that trembles through the marrow of history. It is the sound of an angel's wing brushing against the limestone of Nazareth, a gold-threaded melody that promises nothing but the beautiful burden of a God made small. Here, the prayer is a cool spring, a draught of peace for the scorched throat of the wanderer. We walk the hills of Judea with a secret folded in the womb, feeling the quickening of a promise that outshines the sun. The rhythm of the walking is the rhythm of the beats, a steady thrumming of sandals on dust, a steady thrumming of blood in the temple of the Spirit. Then the light shifts, turning from the pale white of the morning to the honeyed amber of the miracle. We stand where the jars are filled to the brim with the water of our common days, watching as a mother's gaze turns the liquid into the vintage of the kingdom. The meditation deepens now, entering the realm of the numinous, where the taber light blinds the mortal eye and reveals the transfigured face of love. These are the songs of the luminous, the melodies of the mountain and the lake, where the peace offered is not the absence of storm, but the authority to walk upon the waves. We breathe in the incense of the transfiguration and breathe out the dust of our own mortality, cleansed by the fire that does not consume. But the roses of this prayer are not without their thorns, for the path of the rosary leads eventually to the shadow of the olive grove. The music turns somber, a minor key played on the strings of a broken heart. We feel the damp chill of Gethsemane, the salt of the sweat that falls like rubies upon the parched earth. Here the prayer is a shield, a powerful Marian song for the soul that sits in the darkness of its own betrayal. We watch the purple dawn of the passion, the scourging of the innocent, the weight of the crossbeam that groans with the sins of 1,000 generations. Each beat is a tear, each hour a stitch in the shroud of the world's grief. We stand at the foot of the wood, silent in the presence of the Mater Dolorosa, learning that the deepest peace is found in the surrender to the absolute mystery of sacrifice. Yet the circle does not end in the tomb, for the 12th hymn is a triumphant shattering of the ossified gates of death. The air is suddenly thick with the perfume of the resurrection, a golden vapor that rises from the empty linen. The meditation ascends now, soaring on the wings of the Assumption, following the trail of sapphire and pearl, as the Queen is lifted into the heart of the Trinity. The music is a celestial polyphony of 12 stars that crown the head of the woman, clothed with the sun. It is the peace of the final arrival, the meditation of the soul that has finally found its home in the everlasting garden. Between the decades, in the holy pause, where the glory fades into the next mystery, there is a silence so profound it seems to hold the entire universe in its hands. This is the core of the rosary, the center of the rose where the petals meet. It is a stillness that is not empty, but pregnant with the presence of the one who pondered all things in her heart. To pray these 12 hymns is to weave a garment of light for the naked spirit, to find a sanctuary of rhythm amidst the chaos of the passing hour. The beats click like the ticking of a cosmic clock, but they measure not time but eternity. They are the ladder of the humble, the weapon of the peaceful, and the song of the transitated, who knows that every breath is a gift and every amen is a return to the source of all love. Within the calcified silence of the high stone, keep where the air tastes of ancient dust and forgotten masonry. The daughter of the East remains enshrined in an architecture of isolation. Not of iron nor of common clay was her spirit forged, but of the subterranean light that illuminates the veins of the earth before the miner's pick ever strikes the quartz. Oh, Barbara, most radiant architect of the inner sanctuary, you who looked upon the 2 windows of your father's design and commanded a third to be hewn into the living rock, that the triple radiance of the undivided essence might bathe your soul in a geometry of grace. The stone groaned under the weight of your conviction, and the mortar yielded to the pressure of a faith that knew no perimeter and no boundaries save the celestial. Your father Dioscorus built a citadel to hide your beauty from the world, yet he succeeded only in creating a laboratory for your sanctity, where the silence became a liturgy and the shadows became a choir of invisible witnesses. When the sky bruises to a shade of violet and sulfur, when the atmosphere thickens with the premonition of a galvanic descent, we look to the horizon where your name is whispered by the artillerymen and the engineers of the deep. You are the mistress of the flash and the thunder, the patroness of the sudden transition from the temporal to the eternal, as the lightning leaped from the firmament to strike the one who raised the sword against his own blood. So too does your intercession strike the calamities that threaten metallic tang in the air, a scent of scorched ozone and scorched earth that signals your arrival as the protectress of those who walk through fire and those who delve into the damp, dark bellies of the world, seeking the riches of the storm. You hold the chalice against the storm, ensuring that the final viaticum is never denied to the soul, caught in the sudden collapse of the tunnel or the sudden burst of the flame. In the digital echoes of our modern exploration, where the faith is shared in fragments of light and brief moments of recognition, your image flickers like a persistent flame across the screens of the weary. You are not a relic of the Nicomedean dust, but a living current, a pulse of electricity that surges through the wires of our interconnected longing. The tower you inhabited has become the icon of every soul seeking a vertical escape from the horizontal mundanity of a world without wonder. Every stone of your prison was a syllable in a poem of resistance. Every shadow was a canvas for the Holy Spirit to paint the mysteries of the Trinity. You saw the three windows as the eyes of God watching over the soul in its darkest confinement. And you taught us that even in a fortress of solitude, one can find the architecture of the infinite. The sword that ended your earthly breath became the lightning that guards the heavens, and now you stand amidst the clouds with the palm of victory. In the tower of your endurance, let the mountains tremble and the skies roar with the heavy percussion of the storm. For in the center of the tempest, there is the stillness of Barbara. You are the armor of the miner, the shield of the smith, and the guide of the sailor, caught in the electric fury of the sea. Your praise is not a soft melody of flutes, but a resonant anthem of bronze and iron, a hymn that echoes in the hollow chambers of the earth, in the vast cathedrals of the clouds. We invoke your name when the fuse is lit, and when the hammer falls. For you are the lady of the blast, who masters the energy of the cosmos and tames the wildfire for the sake of the humble. Through the corridors of history, your light travels faster than the sound of the thunder that follows it, a brilliant precursor to the divine judgment that clarifies the air. We are explorers in a world of shadows, seeking the music of your steadfast heart in the rhythmic pounding of the rain. From the heights of your celestial tower, look down upon the flickering lights of our small lives, and grant us the courage to carve our own windows into the walls of our circumstances, that we might never be without the triple light of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. May our faith be as unyielding as the granite of your prison, and our transition into the eternal be as swift and as illuminated as the bolt that vindicated your martyrdom. In the silence between the flashes of our existence, we find your praise carved into the very substance of the universe, a testament to the Virgin who became the master of the storm and the guardian of the hidden fire. Beneath the slow rotation of the celestial spheres, where the indigo of the evening deepens into a liturgical velvet, there exists a silence that is not an absence but a presence. It is a vastness measured in the quiet ticking of a wooden bead against a silver link. A threefold journey through the mysteries of a woman who carried the infinite in a vessel of clay. Here, the clock does not mark the passing of seconds, but the descent of the soul into a reservoir of unmeasured stillness, where the frantic pulse of the world is rhythmicized by the breath of the Magnificat. The air grows heavy with the scent of crushed lilies and old cedar, a fragrance that lingers in the corridors of the heart, when every other voice has been hushed by the weight of a divine invitation. The first hour is a shedding of the armor, a slow unbinding of the sandals that have trodden the jagged stones of the marketplace. It is the color of a morning star, reflected in a well that no bucket has yet disturbed. There is a gentleness in this gathering of shadows, a maternal hand that smooths the furrowed brow of the weary laborer, until the lines of anxiety dissolve into the broad, unmapped expanse of grace. This grace is not a sudden lightning bolt, but a steady infiltration of light, like oil seeping into dry parchment, making it translucent and supple once again. It is the gift of being known without the need for explanation, of being loved before the first word of the orison is even formed upon the lips. As the second hour unfolds, the music of the spears finds its earthly echo in the steady, monochromatic hum of a devotion that knows no hurry. The shadows lengthen into long blue fingers that point toward the sanctuary of a heart that once beat in unison with the Creator's own. Here, the peace is not merely the cessation of conflict, but a profound reconciliation with the inevitable. It is the peace of the harbor after the gale, where the mast is still and the water laps against the hull with the sound of 1,000 forgotten lullabies. We drift through the garden of sorrows and the chambers of light, finding in every petal a reflection of a face that gazed upon the Word made flesh. The spirit expands, no longer a cramped cell of worries, but a cathedral of echoes where every sigh is caught in a net of gold and transformed into a hymn of quietude. Then comes the deepening, the third hour, where the soul enters the state of holy suspension, the deep rest that is a precursor to the eternal Sabbath. The world is now a distant shore, its clamor reduced to the faint, rhythmic pulse of a receding tide. In this inner chamber, the mantle of the Queen of Peace is spread like a sky without a horizon, a protective canopy of woven stars and ancient promises. There is a heaviness in the eyelids that is not weariness, but a surrender to the gravitational pull of the divine. The mind ceases its frantic weaving of webs and becomes a still pool, reflecting the silver crescent of a moon that shines with borrowed light. This is the rest of the child, who has finally fallen asleep in the midst of a storm, knowing that the walls are thick and the guardian is wakeful. Grace flows now as a river of molten glass, transparent and irresistible, carving out the rough places of the spirit until only the essential remains. It is the architecture of the void, where the absence of self becomes the fullness of God. The prayers are no longer spoken, they are breathed, a gentle respiration that aligns the heartbeat with the turning of the earth. We are held in the porcelain grip of a silence so ancient it predates the mountains, a silence that was present at the Annunciation and remained at the foot of the cross. It is the silence of the seed beneath the snow, the silence of the moon, the silence of the empty tomb at the first hint of dawn. In this sanctuary of 3 hours, The fragments of a shattered day are gathered and made whole. The jagged edges of regret are polished by the repetitive motion of the spirit's turning toward its source. There is no longer a past to be lamented or a future to be feared, only the expansive, luminous present of a maternal embrace. The soul sinks through layers of consciousness, like a stone through clear water, passing the weeds of distraction and the currents of desire, until it rests upon the white sand of a total abandonment. Here, the rest is deep, an immersion in the subterranean springs of mercy, where the waters are always cool and the light is always soft. Let the world continue its frantic spinning beyond the heavy doors of this meditation. Within this space, time has been sanctified and slowed, turned into a size that leads to a kingdom of unshadowed light. The blue of the mantle becomes the color of the entire universe, a sheltering sky that admits no darkness, only a deeper, more resonant peace. The final beat is reached, yet the circle remains unbroken. For the grace that has been tasted is a fountain that will never. The evening air in Jerusalem held a weight that did not belong to the sun. A density of secrets kept behind bolted cedar doors, where the 10 sat trembling in a half-light of joy and terror. But the one called Didymus walked the outer perimeter of the city's grief, his sandals grinding the gray dust of a world that remained stubbornly, cruelly the same. For Thomas, the architecture of the soul was built on the geometry of the visible, a carpenter's son who knew that a beam must be felt to be trusted, and a joint must be plain to be true. He was the twin of our own hesitation, the mirror of the mind that refuses to be comforted by ghosts or the frantic whispers of those who claim the grave has exhaled its prize. He demanded not a vision, but a collision with the physical reality of a scar. For only a wound is deep enough to hold the vastness of a man's despair. When the 8th day dawned and the walls seemed to breathe with the pulse of the uncreated, the air in the room grew sharp with the scent of lilies and old blood. There he stood, not as a shimmering phantom of the mind's desire, but as the master of the loom, wearing the punctures of the world's malice like badges of an ancient cosmic rank. The invitation was a thunderclap of mercy. Reach out the finger, extend the hand, map the geography of the side, where the spear had carved a tavern for the weary. In that moment, the distance between the skeptic's eye and the Savior's heart collapsed into a single trembling point of contact. The logic of the stone gave way to the logic of the flame. The twin who sought the limit of the flesh found the shoreless ocean of the divine. And the cry that shattered the silence was not a confession of logic, but a surrender of the entire being. My Lord and my God. From that threshold of tactile grace, the path of the apostle did not retreat into the safety of the known, but surged outward like a river, seeking a distant, burning sea. July 3rd marks the zenith of a journey that spanned the spine of the world. From the rugged hills of Judea to the humid, spice-laden breath of the Malabar coast, the man who once required the touch of a finger now carried the weight of a kingdom across the Indus and the Ganges, his footsteps weaving a tapestry of light through the dark forests of the East. He who was slow to believe became the swiftest to run, his heart forged into a vessel of unshakable iron, tempered by the memory of that upper room. He traded the familiar stars of Galilee for the southern constellations of India, preaching to kings and craftsmen alike that the God of all creation possessed a body that could be broken, a heart that could be felt, and a life that could never again be contained by the geometry of death. Now the monsoon rains of Mylapore sing his name against the granite crosses that stand as sentinels of his sacrifice. The doubt that was once his shadow has become the foundation of our certainty, for he asked the questions we were too afraid to whisper, and touched the darkness we were too timid to face. On this feast of the 3rd day of July, we do not celebrate a man of hesitation, but a man of the ultimate leap, the traveler who did the chasm between the seen and the unseen with the of his own martyrdom. He stands forever at the edge of the world, a twin to every soul that wanders in the twilight of uncertainty, pointing with a scarred and holy hand toward the wounds that have become the windows of the universe, proving that the most stubborn heart, once broken by the truth, becomes the most immovable pillar of the faith.
The great pipes groan with the weight of ancient stone, inhaling the dust of centuries to exhale the breath of the living word. Under the vaulted ribs of the nave, the diapason swells, a thundering heartbeat that precedes the first footfall of the faithful. It is the melody of Bunison, a tune forged in the mist of the Hebrides, rising now like a slow-burning sun over the granite altar. The organist pulls the stops of history, and the music becomes a physical architecture, a sanctuary made of air and vibration, where the spirit may finally unbuckle its heavy armor. Here, the silence is not an absence, but a preparation, a clearing of the inner thicket, so that the word may walk among the trees of our thoughts. Christ be the compass when the needle of the soul spins wildly in the magnetic storm of the world beside me. He is the unyielding wall of diamond that deflects the arrows of the noonday devil before me. He is the pillar of cloud that makes a path through the trackless desert of the mundane. The choir begins its ascent, their voices weaving a tapestry of polyphonic certainty, layering the air with the scent of frankincense and the texture of worn velvet, each syllable of the Lorica